A massive earthquake happened in the state of New Hampshire last night, as former Governor Christie has dropped out of the 2024 Republican presidential primary. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and today it is time that we talk about the 2024 Republican presidential primary. Now, as most of you probably know, Christie, yes, that Christie, caused both a political and frankly a physical earthquake in the state of New Hampshire as he officially announced he has dropped out of the race. Yep, it is over! What could very well be the most bizarre campaign we have ever seen for President of the United States, it's done. Politically, I'm saying good riddance. This bozo is not the same Christie as he was in 2012 and even 2016. This is a different Christie. He's more spiteful, more bitter. It's a mess. Now, I'm kind of sad though, because meme-wise, this was one of the best campaigns of the cycle. I mean, it seemed like every other day this campaign had a new meme drop about them. Whether it was Christie being at a buffet at 5 a.m. or, him talking about Viagra at town halls. It just seemed like every other day this campaign had just some wacky, weird stuff happen. Now, before I continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. Now, let me be clear about one thing. There could be some serious consequences of Christie dropping out. I know. That seems absolutely crazy, but let's be real. He was getting a decent chunk of the vote in the state of New Hampshire. But we'll get to that in a second. First, let's just talk about him, actually dropping out. Former New Jersey Governor Christie announced Wednesday that he's getting out of the 2024 campaign, as his main competition for moderate votes in the New Hampshire primary, Nikki Haley, gains on Donald Trump in the state. It's clear to me tonight that there isn't a path for me to win the nomination, Christie told voters at an evening event, which is why I'm suspending my campaign for President of the United States. Wait, hold up. Did you actually think you're gonna beat Trump? Let's face it. The Never Trump vote in the primary is at most 20% of the electorate. When I say never Trump or anti-Trump, I'm not talking about DeSantis voters that still like Trump but are voting DeSantis. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Orange Man bad, he is an agent for Putin, those voters. So if your entire electorate is 20%, that's your entire vote share. How the hell were you going to win the nomination? Did you think people wanted to hear you bash Trump 24/7? I want to promise you this, he continued. I'm going to make sure that in no way do I enable Trump to ever be president of the United States again. And that's more important than my own personal ambition, which I find absolutely hilarious. For those that know Christie and why he's actually running, you can understand he's full of shit here. But for those that don't know, Christie has been bitter since 2016, 2017 because Trump did not make him the VP, he did not give him a high cabinet position, or let alone anything serious in the administration, and he refused to let his buddies run the country. That's what really happened. That's why Christie has been bitter. He uses 2020 as the excuse. He's so full of it. Christie is not expected to make any endorsement now, said a source familiar with the campaign, who speculated that he may want to wait until the Iowa caucuses Monday before he makes any announcement to amplify its effect. A Christie fundraiser said she heard from Christie himself that he would be dropping out. I am very saddened by this. I want him to stay in. He did not have discussions with Haley about this, or I should say Nikki Haley about this, the person said. The decision removes the most high-profile and consistent critic of Trump, still in the Republican primary. Though, you still got Ass Hutchinson, but again, they say high-profile, so nobody cares about Ass Hutchinson. Is he still in the race? I actually don't know. Christie weathered boos and catcalls at GOP debates when he stuck to his message against the former president. But Christie's departure, and this is where things get a bit messy, may also boost Haley, who has also selectively criticized Trump and who has been fighting for a similar group of moderate voters in New Hampshire. Haley and Christie have both overperformed among self-described independents in polls ahead of New Hampshire's January 23rd open primary. Now, this is where things could be a problem for Trump. Now, to be clear, all right, Trump is more than likely going to win the New Hampshire primary. Because just do some basic math here. Let's just say, in an unrealistic scenario, Haley gets every single Christie voter. All right? There was a CNN poll that had her at 65% with them. Just say she gets all of them. When you combine Haley and Christie's vote share in the state, that's around 41%. Yeah. Trump is, on average, on RCP, at around 43%. So even then, Trump would still win the New Hampshire primary by a couple points. And that's the problem. This is a mathematical problem for the never Trump vote. Because even if you get every single Christie voter as Haley, you're still losing by 2 to 3 points. And the more realistic number, 65%, Trump would win by, 4 or 5 points? So you just start doing the math, and people are forgetting. Christie is still on the ballot in New Hampshire. He's going to get some votes. Yeah, he withdrew, but he's 100% going to get some kind of support. Plus, how many of those voters, they were never Trump Democrats that just like Christie, but don't like Haley? There's a lot of things where even if you combine the Haley and Christie support, it's still mathematically unlikely Trump loses the state. And you just look more into it, and if Trump does way better in Iowa, gains momentum, there goes any chance of that. If Haley underperforms in Iowa, and I know, Iowa and New Hampshire are two separate primaries and caucuses, but still, Trump is doing great in New Hampshire. If he wins Iowa by 40 to 50, he's 100% going to have momentum. He will. All right, so that's where things do get a bit messy. And that's why the result at Iowa, in my opinion, are absolutely critical. Excuse me, I bumped my mic. Christie has been resisting calls to drop out and make room for Haley to grow her support further in recent days, arguing that she was damaging her candidacy by pandering to different audiences and by refusing to rule out becoming Trump's running mate. Which, Trump is not picking Haley. This is a conspiracy by DeSimps on Twitter that think, because, Haley's attacking DeSantis more, she is secretly the VP for Trump. If she was a VP for Trump, Trump would not be spending that much money attacking Haley in recent weeks. He would not be calling her a globalist, and Haley would not be essentially saying Trump is pro-Putin. That's what he's saying, or she's saying about him. Now, this is the funniest part about this entire situation, because the stream that he made the announcement on, they had his mic on before. They accidentally turned on his mic before the town hall, and Christie was caught on a hot mic, apparently talking about Haley before his event Wednesday evening, saying she's going to get smoked. You and I both know it. She's not up to this. The Christie campaign did not immediately respond to a request for comment about the remark. So even Christie understands Haley's not going to win. Because here's what's going to happen. If Trump wins Iowa by 40, he's going to gain momentum. A lot of those hesitant to vote for Trump voters that think, there's no way he's going to win Iowa by 40 to 50. I'm going to maybe look at Haley. And I guarantee you there are some like that. They'll be like, never mind, Trump's the nominee. I'm going to go vote for him. Plus, Trump's going to do a bunch of events in New Hampshire. And This is all assuming Haley even gets every single Christie supporter. Hell, we gotta see what happens with last night's debate and see, does Haley gain momentum after that performance? When even the people in CNN are saying, what the hell was that? Talking about a website nobody cares about? So, you just start looking more at this. I really don't know if Christie dropping out will make the race for Haley. It will win her New Hampshire. I don't think it does. It makes it closer, sure, but I think if Trump really does win Iowa by 40 to 50, it doesn't matter what Chris Christie does. At that point in time, voters will get behind Trump. Even in New Hampshire, which will have some Biden voters, because that's how it works in New Hampshire. You have undeclared voters that totally are not Democrats that will vote in the GOP primary, but there's a lot of circumstances around it we don't know. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Again, we gotta see what happens here. If Trump gains, support out of this, I'm gonna laugh, but if Haley doesn't surpass Trump with this, she will never surpass him. This is her best opportunity to do so, her only chance of it. We just gotta see what happens. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.